Hello guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to show you how to make 200,000 naira. 200,000 naira in just 6 weeks from the sales of 100 broilers. So this is to show you that broiler business is a very powerful business when it comes to profit margin. The profit margin is very high, but with the high profit margin, of course, it comes with its own risk. But if you do this right, I tell you, you keep making this profit over and over again, and you can scale up your business so easily and rapidly. So today I'm going to show you the power of broiler business, okay, by using 100 birds as a case study. So I'm going to show you how to make 200,000 naira. If you are in Nigeria, my viewers in Nigeria, you should know that 200,000 naira is a very good money to make in 6 weeks, okay? And plus, you can even multiply this money if you increase the number of birds you are raising in 6 weeks, okay? I know you understand that. Okay, so let's start now. We start with breaking down everything so that you understand it very well. First of all, let's start with the cost, right? The cost of raising these 100 birds, okay? Now for the cost, I will not include the cost of the shelter. The cost of the shelter, that is the cage, sorry, that is the cost of the shelter. That is the cage, or wherever you want to put the birds, the housing, okay? It is assumed that maybe you have somewhere you want to put your birds, and 100 beds will not occupy much space, so you can just create a very small space for them anywhere. You can get a local carpenter to do it. I don't think it's going to be very expensive. Or if you have a very a building where you're not using before, or an area where you can just protect from the rain and from the weather conditions, then I think you can raise 100 broilers there. So for this, the cost of the shelter is not there. But definitely, if you are raising more birds, maybe like 500 and above, you can include the cost of the shelter, which is something you just do for once, and after that, you keep using the shelter and you keep making money from the shelter. So I'm excluding the cost of the shelter from this, okay? So now, the first cost here that you incur is the cost of the DOC. DOC is day old chick. For those of you that don't know it, day old chicks. Okay, in Nigeria, our day old chicks, they come in pack of 50 chicks per pack, okay? Then sometimes the suppliers, they could add some extra for you just in case you lose anyone in transit. So we'll talk of the cost of the old chick, then we'll talk of the cost of the feed, which takes about 80% of the total cost. The cost of the feed takes about 80% of the total production cost. So we'll talk of the feed. We'll also talk of the cost of vaccine. Okay, we talk of the cost of vaccine. Then the cost of the drugs. Then if you're using a deep litter system, which is easier and cheaper, or you can as well go for free range. The free range is advisable when they are 2 or 3 weeks old and above. You can leave them outside to move around and take them back inside the cage in the evening. So drugs, then the other costs that are there, like litters, transportation and stuff like that. So I'll leave that cost in miscellaneous, okay? So I'll leave that under miscellaneous cost, okay? So these are the basic costs that you're going to incur for raising 100 broiler chickens, okay? For 100 broilers. Okay, so now we go to this cost one after the other, and I'm going to use the current cost of things in Nigeria now, okay? The current market prices of things in Nigeria, so that you know what it takes to raise 100 broilers, okay? So we'll start with the day old chick, the DOC. DOC in Nigeria now is currently around 65 to 70,000 naira. Okay, it's currently around 65,000 naira to 70,000 naira, depending on the breed that you're buying. Okay, so let's assume you're buying them for 70,000 naira. Okay, we are assuming the worst case scenario. So 7,000 naira times 2 will give us 140,000 naira, right? So this will be the cost of the DOC. Most times this cost comes with transportation cost, which is good for us depending on the supplier you buy from. Okay, so our DOC is 140,000 naira. So put that here. So this is the cost of our DOC, 140,000 naira. Then the next is our feed. Now depending on the brand of feed you're buying, the prices is fluctuating in Nigeria right now. Some go for 23,500, some 27,000. So I'll use an average mark of 25,000 naira for the feed, okay, per bag. Okay, so the feed is 25,000 naira per bag. Okay, so and for you to raise 100 chicks, for you to be able to raise 100 chicks, from my past experience, raising 100 chicks, I will need 16 bags. Between 15 to 16 bags will be enough to raise 100 chicks. Okay, so if you multiply 16 by 100 and by 25,000 naira, let me do that multiplication. So 16 by 25,000 naira will give us 400,000 naira. Okay, so this will be the cost of the feed that will raise our 100 chicks. Okay, so the next cost we are going to consider is the vaccine. And broiler chickens are given two major vaccines, the Lasota and the IBD. The Lasota is for the Newcastle disease, while the IBD, that is the Gumboro, is for the infectious bursal disease. Okay, in Nigeria, the Lasota comes in a different vial. There is a vial for 100 beds, there is a vial for 500 beds, and there is a vial for 1,000 beds, depending on the number of beds you have. Okay, so if you are going for the vial of 100 beds, it costs like 1,300 naira for the Lasota, and I think the IBD costs like 1,500 naira. Okay, so the total will be 2,800 naira. Okay, and these two drugs are administered to them 3 times within that period, within that 6 weeks. Okay, the first will be day 9, day 7 and day 9. The IBD day 7, the Lasota day 9, and day 17 and day 19 also. Then day 29 and day 31. Okay, so you administer it to them like that. So this is we are going to multiply this now by 3. So 2,800 multiplied by 3, and this will give us 8,400 naira. So this will be our total cost of vaccine. Okay, so the next cost that we are going to consider is our drugs. Okay, I hope you can see the green marker. Okay, now the drugs are Coccidiostat. Coccidiostat is 2,000 naira per sachet, and we have multivitamin, we have antibiotics. Antibiotics is like 3,000, multivitamin is like 2,000 per sachet, and glucose, which is you administer to them initially when they come, and the glucose is like 500 per sachet. We will need like 3 sachets of each, apart from the glucose, which we need 1 sachet because it's only administered only for the first week. So we need like 3 sachets of each. It's more than enough anyway. You will not get to use up to that, but let's add that into our expenses. So 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3, which is 7,000. 7,000 times 3 is 21,000 naira. Okay, so this is for our drugs. So let me recap. We will need 140,000 naira for our day-old chick. We will need 400,000 naira for our feed. We will need 8,400 naira for our vaccine, and we will need 21,000 naira for our drugs. Okay, now the miscellaneous could be transportation. The miscellaneous could be money for transportation. Definitely with 100 chicks you are not going to pay any worker, right? So money for transportation and other things, money for litter if you are buying the litter and stuff like that. Okay, I will not add a price to this first. Let's get the total of this. Okay, so the total of all this is 569,400 naira. Okay, so this is the total cost of the basic things that you need to raise 100 broilers. Okay, now the miscellaneous is not there, so let's round this figure up to cover the miscellaneous. Let's round it up to 600,000 naira. So you need about 600,000 naira to raise 100 broiler chicks for 6 weeks, right? The current price of chicken in Nigeria right now, it's about 9,000 to 11,000 naira. 9,000 to 11,000 naira. And this is because they are 6 weeks, because I know if they are older than 6 weeks, the weight will be more and the price will be more. So for 6 weeks broilers, the weight will be around 2.2 to 2.6 thereabouts. This is the weight you are going to get if you use that 16 bag and you feed them very well. This is the weight you are going to get on the average. Okay, now for our 100 chicks, definitely it is most likely that all the 100 chicks are not going to survive. Very, very likely that they are not going to survive. So if we assume that 90 chicks survived, so if we assume that 90 chicks survive, if 90 chicks did not survive, then there is something wrong. You are not doing it right. Okay, the percentage of chicks you are supposed to do should not be more than 10%. So if you have 90 chicks, right, we are using the worst case scenario. Okay, so if you have 90 chicks left after the 6 weeks and you are selling them at 9,000, 90 times 9,000 naira, which is equals to 810,000 naira. So if you sell 90 chicks for 9,000 naira, you are going to get 810 naira. And I tell you, this is the worst case scenario. Definitely you can sell them about 10,000, 11,000, but for a minimum we'll leave it at 9,000. And we'll also look at the survival rate. Also, maybe you lost 10%, so you have 90 left, right? So 90 times 900, will give you 810,000 naira. So the profit you are going to make from raising 100 broilers, right, from raising 100 broilers is going to be 810,000 naira minus the initial cost, if you remember, is 600,000 naira, which is going to give you 210,000 naira, which is cool money, right? So this is the profit you are going to make for raising 100 broiler chicks for 6 weeks. You are going to make 210,000 naira. Now imagine if you increasing the number of chickens, right? If you increasing them to 200, for example, and you raise them for 6 weeks, you'll be making 420,000 naira. So if you increase them to 500, for example, and you are selling them at this rate and you are raising them for 6 weeks, you'll be making about this times 5, which is 1,050,000 naira. Okay, So if you are raising 500 chicks, this is what you will get for 500 chicks. So it's a good business, it's a business that you can scale up easily. Okay, so this is the analysis I want to break down for you today. So you can see that broiler business is easy to start, it's easy to scale up, right? So this is a business you can start, and before you know, you've expanded rapidly and you are making good profit. Okay, so although the profit is good but the risk is high, but in order to reduce the risk, I am trying to compile a course together that will help people be able to raise broiler chickens without high mortality. You get a very low mortality if you follow every steps I'm going to show you in the course. Plus, I am running my business not on site, I am not on the farm, I am running them remotely. I am here in the Middle East working. So that is something you can also do. If you're a worker anywhere in the world, you can run your farm remotely. Okay, what I did was to put systems in place. That will also be in the course, how to put systems in place on your farm, so that you can run your farm even if you're not there and it will still run smoothly, just the way I am doing. Okay, now I am expanding my farm. I'll show the video of the farm right now. It is not me trying to boast, this is something that I have done, and I am scaling my business right now. I am increasing the capacity of my farm while I am here in the Middle East. I am not in Nigeria, but work is going on my farm and everything is under control. So you too can do it. Okay, so just cross your fingers and wait for the course to come out. This is just a head start. I'm giving you guys a head start. Then for my new viewers, subscribe to this channel. This channel is going to be very beneficial to you. Okay, subscribe, hit the notification icon, leave comments. I reply all my comments. Okay, and also give me a thumbs up. All right, so this is Oche from Broiler Farms. Peace. I'm out.